Campbell's comments tonight. I'm catching up with Harness Breeders Victoria President Nick Hooper. Firstly, Nick, welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Lovely to be back with you.
It's an exciting time of the year. Great racing. We've got a great summer of carnival racing, I suppose, happening as we speak in front of us. But it's almost grand final time, and Christmas, New Year's Eve celebrations all rolled into one for the breeders, especially the breeders in the APG sale starting this Sunday, mate.
It is one of my favourite weekends of the year. You get great racing on Friday and Saturday night, and then the sales on Sunday. So always a really exciting day with a great atmosphere.
Absolutely. Just very quickly, the racing, you'd be excited about how it's all worked?
Yeah, the racing it is. It's got the trotting night on the Friday, a Great Southern Star with its original format, the Elite Lot style format, which will be really interesting. I've always liked that format. And then obviously the Hunter Cup and on the Saturday night, great support cards on both evenings and some really good horses going around.
Special time of year and it's going to be great. We are here to promote breeders, and as I said, this is pretty much their grand final. And I suppose for a lot of the professional breeders, it is actually their grand final, isn't it? Because this is where they say goodbye to what they've done, and then they wish them on their way and hope that they progress into being champion racehorses.
That's right. I mean, obviously, a lot of our breeders and our HBV members, breed and retain their stock, but a good portion of our members do look to breed to sell, whether that be professionally or semi-professionally. And so we've got a lot of members with some fantastic stock over the two sales on Sunday, the APTS for the trotters and then the APG for the pacers. So I think our members have done a fantastic job in rearing what is a really good group of babies for sale on Sunday.
Absolutely, and then we get Nutrien rolling on in April. So it's sort of, there's a lot goes on this year. From the president of the Breeders Association, Harness Breeders Victoria, and you guys have done a terrific job this year. You're getting more and more vocal. People are seeing more. And how has the two lots of sales been embraced? Everyone knows there's bits of conflict between certain parties and all the rest, but effectively, how has it been embraced by the breeders? And there's a lot of breeders that have got selling horses in both sales.
And I think that's right. I mean, I'm one of them. There are a number who have chosen to do that, and I think it makes great sense. There are those that are rusted on, so to speak, to APG or Nutrien, and that's great as well. But I love the choice. I love the fact that I get to have two sales weekends a year now instead of one to enjoy. And I think that we're all going to come May, when the dust settles, we're going to learn a lot more about what it means to have the two companies. And we're going to see what they've provided for the vendors, what they've provided for the buyers, what the results are, and we're going to have a new reality come May when it's all said and done.
And it is new and it is different, and it's going to be different for people going to this sale, because traditionally you'd go to the APG sale and that was it. That was the only chance you had of buying a horse and the likes. And if you missed out there, you did get Bathurst, or you could go to Sydney and the likes. But this year, fortunately for Victorians, because of Nutrien being in Victoria, you're going to have the two opportunities. It's going to play two ways, isn't it? Because some people are going to rock up to APG on the weekend and they're going to say, we're going to be able to get a bargain because everyone's going to be waiting for Nutrien. And then people are going to go to Nutrien and they're going to think, well, this is our last chance. So maybe we should be buying at APG before. And there's going to be a lot of different mindsets about purchasing that right horse.
Look, there is. I think at the end of the day, most astute buyers will buy the horse that they want. They will be picking out horses that are in Sunday's catalogues. They'll be picking out horses that are in the Nutrien catalogue. They'll make their choices. They'll make their bids. Some people will walk away very happy with a horse come this Sunday. Others will decide, well, I missed out. I'm going to have to wait. Last year there were over 250 horses that went through the ring at APTS, APG. This year there's only 150.
Yep.
There's only, there was 45 trotters catalogued. I think 6 have been withdrawn. That leaves 39. So there are some really nice horses in that catalogue. And if people are just going to wait for Nutrien, well, they might miss out on a good one. Having said that, there's some really good horses in Nutrien. Look, the buyers are spoiled for choice. fantastic. I say good, but I think people will buy the horse that they want. I think that most buyers, if they're buying multiple horses, will be active in both sales, looking for horses that suit their budget.
Absolutely. If you want to go and find out who's not in and who's out, or just even visit the website for APG, it's AP, all the W's, so you APG, APGOLD, because it's very confusing, but it's AP Gold is a better way of putting it, .com.au. You knew what I was trying to say, but it just wasn't coming out quite the right way. Go and visit there and keep up to date. Let's touch on the trotters for a sec. You are a trotting man through and through. There is 100 paces going through without scratching, so there's about 100 paces going through afterwards. But of the 39 trotters, there's some huge incentives for this trotting series going forward in a year's time, basically, isn't it?
Look, there are. There's for APTS, there's a couple of $50,000 3-year-old races. There's divided by gender, and so there are only 13 colts and geldings. There's one gelding in the sale that are eligible for that $50,000 race. There's a couple of non-sales horses and a couple of horses in Sydney and Brisbane that are eligible as well. But if you want to buy a horse for a $50,000 race, you've got 13 chances on Sunday to get the one that might just win the race. And I must say, it's a pretty impressive bunch of colts.
Oh, it is indeed. And the videos, they look lovely. There's a good arrangement too, like top-end stallions, early stallions. There's a good array of different types. There's one there by Sebastian K. Jared Duren's got, I've been told, is a cracking looker. The pedigree probably doesn't look. So you're going to have a lot of different styles and that to go on that way. Just one I want to throw you under the bus. I know you've got one to say, but what happens if you bought a pacer at the yearling sales and it trots? Are you eligible still for this sale?
I'm going to say no, but I might have to take that on notice because the conditions of each race are separate. But that's a very good question, and I don't really know the answer to it, but that's my immediate reaction. But I could be wrong. So I think pay your sustaining fees and have a chat to people if that's how it turns out. Come Sunday, no one's going to know.
I will be doing a live feed on Friday. I'll try and get the answer to that and put it through in those live feeds. I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus, Nick. It was just one of those ones I thought, well, what happens if one wants to, and conversely the other way, I suppose, if one wants to pace as well. So, yeah, I'll find the answers out to that.
Well, what if you've got one that does both? Can you stick the hopples on a trotter and send it around in both series? Now we're thinking. Mari's
idol, mate.
That's right.
The fillies, the pedigrees on some of these fillies as well. You're not just buying a racehorse. You're also buying a foundation mare if you wanted to go down that way. And the way that the trotters are going and are progressing, that is the way to go. I know talking to a lot of pacing people, that's what they're looking at is fillies potentially that they can race, earn good coin, and then be able to come back to a sale like this in a few years' time and be able to on-sell them.
Well, there's no doubt about that. There's the fillies, again, outnumber the colts in the trotting sale on Sunday. And the quality of them really is outstanding. I mean, some of our member breeders, Ian Kitchen, Aldebaran Park, and you're wearing the cap, Duncan's cap, David Scott, Ash Haynes has got his Phoenix horses, a great family. The Yeomans, the Thompsons have got 4 wonderful horses in. Our members have produced some really quality animals, and those names will be known to everybody. We're talking about, I think, if you do want to find your foundation mare, so to speak, by buying a filly on Sunday, you've got some great choices through some people there that have bred some sustained excellence over many generations.
A lot of people quite often say when your sales are on, why are they selling it? Why would you want to sell this one when they look at the pedigrees and the likes? People like yourself, you and Paul Graydon, you guys are sellers. You will sell them and all the rest. But people like Duncan McPherson have proven over the years they'll sell horses at potentially a loss. They won't make, like Fear Not was $4,000, one bid and she was gone, and the likes. And they go on because you then get your Fear Not that's, heading towards $200,000 is going around in the greatest Group 1 race we're going to have this year in the Great Southern Star on the Friday night.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, unless you've just won, you didn't win 30 mil last night, did you, in Oslo?
Don't tell Marie.
Oh, right.
Don't tell Marie.
Unless you did that, you can't afford to keep them all. We're selling 2 colts. Just as an example, we're selling 2 colts and a filly. People might say, why are you selling that filly? The simple fact is we've kept her older sister, who's now races as Copacabana, and so we've kept her. So this one gets sold. We're selling a couple of other fillies in the Nutrien sale. We've kept one of the fillies. We had quite a few fillies in this crop. So everyone will have their different reasons. It'll be along those lines. I think you just can't keep them all. And you always like to have a daughter out of one of your good broodmares. So that'll, I think, will be the case 9 times out of 10 as to why they're being sold.
I know that's one of the toughest things talking to breeders going round. They get a filly out of a mare and they say, oh, we should sell, but maybe we should keep this one and sell the broodmare. And they always toss and turn which way to go a lot of the time with that. It's an agonising decision for hardcore breeders like yourselves, Duncan's, as you said, the Hayneses, people that really want to keep breeding and improving the breed and going forward, and even Pat Driscoll in the other sale. You know, it's a tough choice whether to keep them or to sell them and hope that they can progress on.
It is, and like as an example, and without wishing to harp on about our group, but just to use it as an example, we got again quite a few fillies this year amongst our babies. Gluteus Maximus finally gave us a filly, and so that one definitely gets kept. But one of our other mares left us an absolutely fantastic Majestic Sun filly, and again, we can only keep so many because you can only afford to keep so many, and exactly what we do with that filly, we're umming and ahhing. And we'll make a decision in 6 or 8 months' time, I suppose. But I'm sure any other breeders that are listening to this will understand what I've just said, because it's exactly as you say. It's that what do I do? What's the right decision with this filly? Do I sell it because I need to fund the operation, or do I keep it because it might be the best thing that I've ever had?
Make sure you're there. 12 o'clock. Lot 101 is a Majestic Sun out of Fortunate Phoenix, which is actually, funny enough, a filly, a Majestic Sun filly. We were just talking about it for the Hayneses. They're members of Harness Breeds Victoria. So don't be late. Make sure you're there in plenty of time to get through. Is there a gap then with the paces, Nick?
My understanding is the way it's being advertised is that they're going to start right after. If last year is any guide where they were the other way around, there ended up being a 15-minute break between the two and allowed everyone to draw breath. But I think you'll find it'll be fairly similar. I don't know that. That's just my take on what happened last year. But the book says, the good book says, starting immediately after the trotters. So if people are looking at an early pacer in the lineup, then they really need to be paying attention to what's going on at the end of the trotters sale, so that lot 201, Durham Parks. Well, I'm sure that everyone will be watching, because that filly by Captain Treacherous out of Garden Gate Tina, the people should be queued up for that. It's that could be. I haven't seen her, so I don't know what she's like. But on paper, that could well be one of the fillies of the pacing sale.
And as far as the paces go, there's a huge, again, great spread of everything. Good high-end stands like Art Majors there. I don't know if Better Delight's there. I must say, yeah, he's actually well represented. Captain Treacherous, you've got all those Always Be Mickeys. And then you've got a few of the others too that probably aren't at the high end. There's even a Kung Fu in there. So there's quite a good array. There's a good reason for people to go, and there's 100 lots. So you won't be there all day. That's the other part about it.
No, that's right. Look, exactly what time we'll finish. We're probably around, 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. But, 150 lots should be through by about that time. Then off to the bar for a cleansing ale and celebrate the day. But that is one of the good things about this catalogue, and I'm just looking through it now. There's a really good spread of size. There's something there for everyone. And again, our members will. Durham Park, Bruce Edward has his whole draft, I think, in there, and it just oozes quality. If anyone's thinking that they need to bypass one sale or the other, I say they're foolish, because the quality in Sunday sale and the quality in Nutrien sale is just magnificent. So And that quality goes all the way through from some that'll hit top prices all the way through to those that'll be more around the average prices. I think there's something for everybody. Maddie Craven's in there selling a few. Dr. Cathell's, the Yeomans have got their usual bunch of very well-bred horses. The Pangrazios are great supporters of the industry. The Burks, Tony Britt, Dr. Tony Britt, a well-known HPV identity, a great man. The Grahams with their Lady Ostick family horses, always getting winners. Ross Gange, Adam Cahill has got a really good set of horses being prepared by Monique and Rita Burnett. Helen Head, the grand lady of breeding, I saw her the other day and she's looking well, and it's amazing that she's still producing some of the best horses that go around. Kerry Heimers has got quite a group as well. They're all names that are well known in Victoria. They are synonymous with high quality breeding. Really proud of what our members have done, and I think that I can't wait to see what results they will get come Sunday.
I just flicked open a page. It was lot 208 and 209. I tell you what, you want to look for quality. That's about as you don't have to go much further than that for two fillies. I'm looking after the sponsor's product. I actually purposely didn't do that on purpose, but a Better's Delight and an American Ideal filly. But have a look at them. There's just black type everywhere. They're just two ripping families, and that's a quality in this sale.
It is, yeah. 208. I've actually underlined them myself when I went through. I mean, the filly, a Better's Delight filly out of Ideal Priority, making it a half to spectacular. Again, I don't know what reserves Bruce is putting on these, but you know, if someone's looking for that broodmare to be their foundation and they want to spend a bit of coin, you know, 208's the perfect example. And then we've got you know, the filly out of Indigenous, Dam of Life in the Fast Lane, and a whole raft of other winners. If you miss out on 208, just start bidding on 209. And they're just a couple of examples. It's you know, it's mouthwatering.
And sometimes the fillies get undersold, like they always want. Everyone wants the colts. Look at this year with Tough Tilly, Ladies in Red. The whole list of the fillies that they had and the excitement that they were able to draw. Like they were nearly our crowning glory this year, the 2-year-old fillies. So I wouldn't shy away from the fillies in any way, because they're obviously, like they can match it with the boys. There's no worries there at all. And all that excitement factor, they're terrific as well.
Well, and they don't actually have to match it with the boys.
No.
This year's group were arguably as good as,
Yep.
But the beauty of whether it be pacing or trotting, you certainly through the feature races, you are separated by gender. And in fact, if you buy a filly trotter or a filly pacer, yes, you might run in the odd, you know, maiden here or, you know, base race that has the combined sexes, but you don't actually have to race against the other gender if you don't want to. There are so many opportunities through the whole season to race against your gender, which I think is fantastic. And when that changed for the trotters a few years ago, it really made a hell of a difference, I think, to trotting fillies, because people knew that they had all their own races, and in fact, they don't have to see the boys at all, really.
No. And even you say about separation, the HRA awards, slightly off topic, but to see how great it's going is that now they've recognised the trotting broodmare of the year. So it's no longer the broodmare of the year; it is the pacing, which is just terrific as well. So it's really growing, isn't it?
Well, yes, really pleased to see that. And in fact, just on the weekend, the HBV executive got together to put in our votes for those awards. Many votes coming from around the country, of course. We didn't find it easy. It was incredibly tough. The odd mare stood out for her performance, but on both pacing and trotting side, we didn't find it easy trying to separate. And I'm going to be interested to see who actually wins, because we actually had trouble even narrowing it down to the top 6 at times. So which speaks volumes for the quality of our broodmares and what they're producing.
Mate, I love yearling sale time. I'm like yourself. I've got catalogues laying everywhere. Marie doesn't see me, so I think she likes it as well. I don't think it's actually all bad. As far as Harness Breeders Victoria, is there anything else you'd like to get off your chest at this platform, or at the minute you're right? Or
look, the barn, which has been something we've worked on with HRV. The barn, in inverted commas, is going to be set up on Sunday. That will have HRV-led stuff, but there'll also be a HBV presence there. So if anyone's not a member and would like to be a member, come and see us there, and Desiree or one of the executive will get you sorted out. Or if you've got any questions, come there. So I think there'll be some good things to see in the barn, and so taking that branding and bringing it to the sales. I know you're going to be roving on Sunday. We're going to be doing a little bit the same via our Facebook page, just to showcase our members and do our bit to get their good work publicised and out on social media. Other than that, I think the weather looks good. Can't wait for the day.
No, I'm roving Friday. I'm not sure about Sunday because I think there's an APG. So yeah, but in case David's there and he just choked on his coffee, it's all good. Dave, don't. I might be there. I don't know, but I'll definitely be there in presence anyway because I love sale day and I recommend it to anyone. Even if you're not going to buy one, if you're a young trainer looking for owners, it's a no-brainer. Get there. It's a great place to go and visit and meet people. And there's no stress. People enjoy it. There's the odd seller that gets a bit stressed. I don't know if we want to talk to you before the sale. But post sale, once he's calmed down, if he's met his reserve, he'll be fine. And I thoroughly recommend it. I reckon it's just a great way to meet people.
It is, and look, and if we've got people watching, if maybe they don't know too many people in the industry, they're wandering around on Sunday. Just introduce yourself to whomever. People are only too happy to talk and share their knowledge and let them know what's going on. So just make yourself known. And if anyone wants to come up and say hello on Sunday to me, please do. I'm happy to chat with my HBV president hat on.
Absolutely, and sign up to be a HBV member because this year we did a lot with Breed to Succeed. We got a lot of giveaways. It's a no-brainer to become a member because I think next year or this season coming up now, there'll be more initiatives along those lines. Not necessarily through me, but there'll be a lot more other initiatives going on. I know that from the background that trying a lot of different things, and I think it's it's not just a member of a group. You actually win prizes, and you're involved in a very progressive young organisation, mate, headed by yourself.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're calling us a young organisation. That's making me feel really good. Thank you very much.
I'm sitting down on Friday night at a table with Kath McIntosh. You think I'm stupid? No, mate. I've got it all sorted. Don't you worry about that.
No, we do have a really good committee, and we've got a good mix of experienced heads who've been around for many decades, and some younger breeders as well. So we do have a really good spread on our committee, and which is something that I'm really pleased about. Because breeding is not for crusty old folk like me. It's for everybody. And if you're out there, if you haven't bred, if you're thinking about it, get involved. Find someone in the industry that you know. This has been a little message in the past. If you're a breeder out there and you haven't got someone you're mentoring, find someone, get them involved because that's the way that we get more breeders involved. And they'll, it's hard work, it's challenging, but it's great fun.
Brett Coffey's mantra, #breeding is fun, and it is fun. That's one thing about it. When you've got a young one there and you can start dreaming and no one can prove you wrong because it's your dream. So, yeah. Nick Hooper, thank you very much, mate. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Sweat pouring out of the brow beforehand, and then afterwards I'll let you have a beer. I'll drink a water with you and we'll have a bit of a chat, mate. Thank you very much.
Paul, thanks for having me. It's always good fun.
All right, mate. Thank you.